Hello, internet friends. Today we're talking about capsule wardrobes. Why? Because I think I shocked a bunch of you guys when I showed you my entire wardrobe. When I moved from Las Vegas to Florida, I went through my entire wardrobe. This is one of like 2 pairs of shorts that I own. I hate shorts. And a lot of the comments were, well, you don't have a lot of clothes. And yes, I do sell clothes for a living, and there is definitely a desire to keep them all for myself, but I have to be smart with my decisions. That being said, I do want to give you guys some quick tips and tricks on how I built my capsule wardrobe, some guidelines that I follow, some rules that I follow, and just hopefully some overall good advice. I think the definition of a capsule wardrobe is different based on everybody that you talk to. Some people consider it like a guideline or a number of how many clothes you can have in your wardrobe. Some people live by the rule of like only 35 pieces. And let me just tell you, I personally cannot live by that rule. I like to have fun with my clothes, but I like to have good quality clothing. That's always my #1 rule. And to me, that's what a capsule wardrobe means. Is it something you're gonna wear over and over again throughout the seasons, throughout the years, decades long? How long is this item gonna be in your wardrobe, and how long is it gonna last? That's a capsule wardrobe to me. Once you define that, I think you can have as many pieces in your wardrobe as you want. I see a lot of people talking about also the fact that it needs to fit into your lifestyle. I personally don't work a 9 to 5, so I don't need very many button-down blouses. I am also more of a utility person. I go to the bins a lot. I am constantly digging through clothes, so I need pieces in my wardrobe that can stand like a rugged, kind of almost sporty lifestyle. In other words, I'm not gonna wear this dress to the bins. It's just not gonna happen. But I will wear an oversized t-shirt and look like a slob to the bins and be happy with my clothing choices. One of my first tips, and this comes from being a thrifter for as long as I have, is meditate on the trends. Meditate on what it is that you want to add into your wardrobe. Is it something that you can see staying in your wardrobe? Is it a quality piece? Most of the micro trends are not that. I have a perfect example, something that I find in abundance at the thrift store, and that's those like little micro pleat tops. We're not talking like a classic Izzy Miyake micro pleat. We're talking like a vacation vibe, almost cover up micro pleat. I saw them non-stop when they became a huge micro trend. And let me just tell you, they're terrible quality. Trust me, by the time you're done with that thing, you're gonna be like, why did I buy this in the first place? And if you think about it logically, stop spending money on all of those micro trends, and instead, those 3 micro trends that you bought, you can probably invest in a really nice top that you know is gonna stand the test of time. But that being said, if you absolutely need these micro trends, if it's absolutely something that you need in your wardrobe, you want to give it a try, look no further than the thrift store. I guarantee you can find one of these micro trends right there in the thrift store. Still have fun with your wardrobe, at the same time as not feel so guilty about buying from some of these fast fashion companies. Another rule of thumb when I add something into my wardrobe is I like to use vintage to kind of gauge if this will be in style. If it's something that 30 years ago it was in style, or I could imagine 30 years into the future it being in style, I most likely will put it in my wardrobe. And let me tell you, there are so many examples of pieces just being timeless across the board. You have the like long line duster coats or jackets. You have trench coats. That's another style that is just huge right now, and it's just been timeless. You can invest in a good trench coat and not feel guilty about it, because I guarantee you it's always gonna be on trend. It's gonna be something that can be in your capsule wardrobe. You're not gonna feel guilty about it, and you're constantly gonna reach for it every single winter. Some people are gonna love this and some people are gonna hate this, but I think skinny jeans are such a good example of something that 30 years ago was not in style, and I honestly can't picture 30 years from now skinny jeans being a thing. They definitely existed in this like time span from the early 2000s to about 2017, I would say, and then they kind of started to taper off. Taper being a great word to use right now. If you want good quality jeans, I cannot recommend enough. Again, look to vintage. 100% cotton is gonna be great quality. Relaxed casual denim, high-waisted denim, anything with like skinny stretch spandex in it though, it's gonna deteriorate. It's not gonna be a staple piece in your wardrobe. I cannot begin to tell you how much of a chokehold those rag and bone skinny jeans had on my generation. And now I find them in shambles at the thrift store. You cannot find a well intact pair of rag and bone denim jeans. They are going to disintegrate by the time I turn 40. I guarantee it. I could be totally wrong. Maybe skinny jeans will make a strong comeback, but I just don't see it happening because I think a lot of people realize how bad of quality those skinny jeans are. I understand some people still love their skinny jeans, and I totally get it. If it makes you feel confident and you're comfortable wearing them, don't listen to me. Don't think that it's something that you can't wear, but just think about it from a quality standpoint and how often you're replacing those skinny jeans, and maybe evaluate it from there, I would suggest. I have a term that I like to use when it comes to building my capsule wardrobe, and that's hero pieces. I like to consider this dress a hero piece. I think it's something that I could wear pretty much any season. I feel like this piece is just a timeless piece. The pattern, the cut, everything about it is just timeless. It's gonna stay in my wardrobe, so I call this a hero piece. It is a hero item in my wardrobe. I could dress it up. I could wear this with a pair of Converse. It makes sense. I could wear this with heels. It makes sense. Even though this piece is not vintage, I do have to say most of my hero pieces are vintage because they're so unique. They're something that nobody else owns. So I feel like those ultimately become my hero pieces. Another one of my favorite hero pieces is this dress right here. It's a timeless look. I could wear this during the winter with a sweater over it. I could wear this again with Converse during the summer. You name it, there's just so much you can do with this dress. It's a hero piece. This next one is a life hack that I wish I had learned sooner, but it took me going through so many clothes to realize just how important this is. Finding pieces and cuts that work for your body type. To some people, this is like a no-brainer, but to me, for some reason, I just couldn't grasp that concept until I started coming across vintage pieces that were cut so differently from modern pieces. For me, I love anything with an empire waist on it. It makes me feel taller. I'm 5'1", so I am very short and petite. So having something with an empire waist just instantly elevates me. Also, anything with a bias cut is so romantic. It's such a beautiful detail. I just feel like it's something that I will always gravitate towards. Finding pieces that fit into that style, I guarantee you, you're gonna be so happy that once you find the cuts that work for you, you're gonna be so happy you included them in your wardrobe. Whenever I'm in a mood to just get compliments nonstop, this is the dress that I pull out. Why? Because of the cut on it. It fits me so well in the waist, and the way that it kind of V's down at the bottom and ruches, it is so complimentary on me. So if you notice, I find pieces that have that same detail. The ruching, the drop waist, everything about it. It just, it is so complimentary, and I guarantee you whenever I wear this dress, I get compliments on it. And again, it's a hero piece because I can do so much with this. I can wear a sweater over it. I can wear it with boots during the winter time and a good jacket, you name it. Even though it looks like a summer piece, because of the coloring on it, I feel like I can wear this year round. I can rock this. The same method with cuts, I also say to use with colors. My mom likes to make fun of me because I have nothing but gray pieces in my wardrobe. I love the color gray. I don't know why. I don't know what it is about gray, but I gravitate towards it. And because I love that, I know that I have so many pieces that I can mix and match. If I want to make a good monochromatic look, I have enough gray pieces in my wardrobe to make an endless wardrobe work for me. Oversized Free People Movement sweatshirt, gray. Jenny Kane cashmere knit, gray. Rusha? I don't know how to say it. Sweatpants, barrel crop, gray. You get my drift. The moment you start incorporating color tones that you know work for you, you're gonna be so happy. The amount of monochromatic outfits you're gonna be able to put together is just never ending. It makes it so much more fun, and trust me, monochromatic is such a rich look. You cannot go wrong with building colors, and they don't have to be the same exact color tone. I think people When people think of monochromatic looks, oftentimes they think they have to be the exact shade of color, but no, never be afraid to step outside that wheelhouse. This is a much darker gray tone, but it just goes together so well, and it's instantly a monochromatic look. And trust me, it makes me feel like $1 million every single time I put it on.
You look like $1 million.
Another instantly winning monochromatic look is the Canadian tuxedo. Come on now, you cannot go wrong with the Canadian tuxedo, and most people are gonna have it in their wardrobe. Instant monochromatic dream look. It makes building a capsule wardrobe so much easier once you realize those life hacks. It just ultimately expands the creativity, because the key is to have pieces that you can mix and match and build multiple looks out of, instead of going based on just outfit by outfit. They have to be pieces that kind of interchange and work throughout your wardrobe. I don't know what this was, but it felt right at the time. My last tip is just so much of a no-brainer, but let accessories be the icing on the cake. I love a good accessory piece. And let me just tell you, if you have the right amount of accessories, your ability to change an outfit and a look is just never ending. It is so much fun to take a look at like something like this and think this just looks like a polished boho piece. But with the right accessories, polished boho, all of a sudden on trend streetwear look, like come on now. Accessories just make the outfits work for you. Have fun with accessories. Obviously, make sure they're pieces that you know you're gonna use over and over again. But man, oh man, the possibilities are endless. The amount of things that you can do with accessories. My favorite piece, I have been in such a mood for Sandy Liang style. I love her new pieces, but I know I can't just like run out and buy all of her pieces right now. I say right now because like, you know, in the future, manifesting. If I add one piece into my wardrobe that gives me those vibes, it is so easy to start elevating your pieces and kind of morphing your outfits that already existed in your wardrobe into that exact style or trend that you're going for at the moment. I think bows are a perfect example right now. There's so many pieces that are trending with bows, and tell me you cannot just like pin those on and boom, something that was already in your capsule wardrobe has now morphed into a piece that is on trend. But you can keep that piece in your wardrobe and not feel like it's gonna go out of style 6 months from now. Personally, I think building a good capsule wardrobe is key to sanity. So I can't tell you enough. Look for good quality pieces, invest in something that makes sense for you. Don't limit yourself, have fun, because that's what life is all about, and you'll want to feel confident in the clothes that you wear. So trust me, these are some of the best tips, and I'm gonna leave you with one of my last tips. This is something that has taught me so much about fashion. It is invaluable advice, in my opinion. Go to a thrift store and touch clothes. You know how they say, go outside and touch grass? I say, go to a thrift store and touch clothes. This is going to be something that will define what you end up choosing for your wardrobe, because a thrift store is a treasure trove of style, cuts, and fabric. You can go out there, take a look at fabric tags, take a look at cuts of pieces, and ultimately decide on what you want for yourself. And the best part is, most of the pieces at the thrift store have stood the test of time. They have been around for years, decades in some cases. So go out there and touch clothes. See what you like. See the touch, the feel, the cut, everything. It's the best way to do it. It's gonna be so strange if people actually take that advice and just go into thrift stores and like touch, they're like just walking around like weirdos touching clothing. So maybe do it in a way that doesn't look strange, okay? Like maybe casually go touch clothes. Don't just go in there and like pet a bunch of clothing, because that's just gonna, it's just not gonna look great. That is it for today's video. I hope some of these tips and tricks served you well. Having a capsule wardrobe can be a lot of fun. I feel like a lot of people consider it like a very strict adherence to follow and to have as a guideline, but it can be what you make of it. Capsule wardrobe is what works in your life. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you're new around here, I might have a couple extra videos for you right here and right here, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.